The Shroud of Turin, the most studied artifact in human history. A 14-foot linen cloth that might be actual evidence of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Not a painting, not a myth. It's been called a medieval fake, but new science and hidden history tell a different story. Stick around at the end of the video for mind-blowing facts you won't hear in any other video. And without further ado, let's dive into the mystery scientists can't explain, skeptics can't debunk, and yet it still remains. The Shroud of Turin was first documented in the 1350s in Louvre, France, when it was displayed by a French knight. Its earlier origins still remain unknown. First photographed in 1898, it revealed a photographic negative. Light areas dark, dark areas light. Nobody in the Middle Ages knew about negatives. So how did this image get there? But then, in 1988, scientists ran a carbon-14 test on a piece of the shroud. It dated to the 13th century, and just like that, the world dismissed it. But here's what they don't tell you. That carbon-14 test was performed on a piece of the cloth that wasn't even a part of the original. It was a medieval repair patch, meaning this dating is invalid. The shroud has been subjected to more scientific tests than any other relic in history. And what did they find? No pigments, no dyes, no brushstrokes. The image is not burned, it's not painted, and it's not printed. It sits on the top 200 nanometers of the linen. That's thinner than a human hair and much too thin to be produced by the human hand. Even NASA imaging engineers couldn't replicate it. But of course, there's more.
But wait! There's more!
The image contains 3D spatial data, meaning the intensity of the image can be mapped into a 3D model. That's not just rare, that's impossible for art, even by today's standards. Some scientists now say it's a burst of light or radiation, possibly like a snapshot of the resurrection. So who is the man depicted on the cloth? Tests show the man was scourged over 100 times with a Roman flagrum. You can see metal ball imprints in pairs, blood pools at the wrists and at the feet, right where Roman executioners drove nails. A tiny swelling on the cheek and broken nasal cartilage suggests the man was punched in the face, just like in the Gospels, where Roman soldiers struck him with their fists. Another fact you won't find anywhere else: tested pollen on the shroud traced back to a thorny plant in Jerusalem, possibly used for the crown of thorns. Limestone dust also matched other tombs in Jerusalem. Also, the blood on the cloth isn't smeared. Like I said, scientists now believe the image was created by a sudden, intense burst of ultraviolet light or unknown radiation. But here's the kicker: no known UV laser can replicate the image without scorching the fibers. The shroud's 3D data and lack of distortion suggests the body passed through the cloth, matching the stories in the Bible. It's a one-of-a-kind relic with wounds and Jerusalem clues, all pointing back to Jesus. But what about the doubters? The carbon-14 test was the big one, but contamination and faulty testing tank its reliability. Was it just another medieval forge? They would have needed X-ray vision, forensic expertise, and technology centuries ahead of their time. No other crucified man in history matches these wounds, this region, this moment in time. Not one. The weave is right, the blood is real, the trauma matches, the history aligns, and the image remains a miracle only God can explain. So we're back to where we started, but with new eyes. The shroud isn't just a cloth, it's a test of faith. Science says it's 2,000 years old, from Jerusalem, with wounds screaming Jesus. The image, it's like nothing else in history. Over 170 studies back this. Whatever you believe, whether it's Jesus or not, the shroud forces you to wrestle with the question, what actually happened in that tomb? So I want to know what you guys think. Was the shroud proof of the resurrection, or just another ancient puzzle? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. I make sure to read every single one. And if this blew your mind, hit that like button, share it with somebody who loves a good mystery, and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into history's biggest questions. Thanks again, guys, for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace!